Hey, Ali.
Hello, hello.
Hey, I'm just going to leave it on the start soon screen, but the stream will pick up our voice. So we're live.
Okay. There's probably a way to disable the
Oh, really? I can. But
audio.
no, for us to hear each other, it has to go on stream.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
It's just
Alrighty.
the restrictions from StreamYard that I've just given up and I accept.
That's okay.
Hey, Bears and Bulls.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's a big day today, biggest day of the quarter for many of us.
You got your coffee. Nice.
Mm-hmm. You got yours too, right?
Yep, I have a lot of caffeine.
Yep. I got my workout done. I showered. I got coffee. I put on my favorite shirt.
Hey, Jason, there you are.
Hey.
Let's.
I was trying to get everybody situated.
Yep, we are going live.
That's
we need
great.
to get you up on the frame, and I'll go down a little on the frame, so we're all equal.
There we go.
See if
There we go. Well, we'll have more
down
people.
Or move your seat up.
We'll have more people in a minute, so it won't even matter that much. I don't think.
Let me see here. Very, very professional production here, guys.
Very professional. Hold on, I'm gonna go get some cherries. Today's gonna be a long stream. You guys keep chatting. I'll be back.
Getting some cherries.
Weird angle. That's better. Is this better? There we go. I'm taller.
It's great. It is great. You look great. $1 million.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too.
I like the glow on your face. Is it Tesla?
Yeah.
What's
it's Tesla. Yeah, it's Tesla day. You know, hey, I'm over here. I'm shining. We got Tesla. We also get to figure out what's going on in the Chinese market this week too with BYD on Thursday. So, hey, it's a good week for EVs. I feel like at that point. Definitely happy about it. We got Chipotle tomorrow.
Chipotle, yeah.
Yeah.
And I know we're gonna be chatting about Tesla a lot today, but just before we go super deep into it, just want to welcome our folks. Roaring Sloth, hello. Crypto Miner, Eddie, Watches and Wonders is back. I'm curious of Watches and Wonders. Obviously, they're like a watch guy, or gal. But have you been to the show? Are you an organizer, or do you work at a watch company? Anu from Snaptrade. Hello.
Nice.
Hey guys.
Andy, welcome back. Pablo, welcome back. Wikimoo.
Hey.
Amazing memes this week. I feel like we're getting our meme game back. It's the puzzle pieces are starting to come together.
Exactly.
So I was gonna say before we talk about Tesla, there's gonna be a lot of Tesla today, but I just want to shout out William, our newest social media guy.
Yeah.
For some of the memes he's been putting. So can I share my screen really quickly?
Sure. Yeah, share away.
You guys tell me. I mean, we could vote on these memes. We could look at them together. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? What do you see?
Yeah, I see it.
Okay. So this one's okay. I'd say I'd give this one a B, right? The Zuckerberg one. Can you see my mouse cursor?
Yeah, we can see it. Yep.
Okay. And then shout out to some of the big stock moves for stocks that we may not cover on some of these live streams.
Spotify, man, it's so
good.
I
mean, wow, right? Big beat there.
Yeah, jumped big too.
So we are going to cover these things on our socials, even if we don't cover them for our games. And this one's decent. This one I'd give this a A minus.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's great.
CrowdStrike, we talked about this last week. Right, it is down pretty significantly. This is a nice effort. really like this one. It didn't get
stuff.
as many likes, but I personally, I think this is like A.
It's a good meme. It's a good meme. I mean, hey, you have to have like a, it's old Zelensky.
Well, we know he's alive. I
Yeah.
just found a video clip of him boarding Air Force One today, like an hour ago, because for the last 5 days nobody had seen him.
Yeah, I don't know what people expected. I mean, he's like 80 plus years, like 80 years old, got COVID. Like my ass isn't leaving the house either. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't care if I'm the president or whatever. I'm like chilling for at least a few days.
And then I think this one is the winner for the last week.
Oh yeah, that was a great one. I seen that on LinkedIn. Like, that shit's so funny though.
That's the winner.
Like,
That's the winner.
10 out of 10. Like, great memes.
No, this was a repost. We didn't come up with this, but still,
it
you
was
gotta
all
have
over
good
the internet.
taste. Even if other people come up with it, reposting great memes shows good taste. So good job, man. Keep it up.
Oh shoot. Oh man. We got a big day though. Make sure you guys get your bids in. If you guys are watching from Twitter or watching from YouTube, come on over, get your predictions in. You go to stocks.com, obviously scrolling at the bottom down here. You can put that in, come over and make an account in like literally less than 1 minute and get your predictions in. If you want extra tickets for today, you can win multiple entries as well. So if you win once, it's not like your other winnings don't count. Like, you could win, first, and you can win third, kind of like Dr. Kelly did yesterday.
You won $350 yesterday.
$350 yesterday.
He was number
Dr.
1
Kelly.
and number 3.
Yep. Now, yeah, Dr. Kelly did great yesterday. So,
and we got topic. Should I add topic in? Let me add topic again.
Yeah, it's fun. Oh yeah, topic. Yeah. Add topic. Hey, brother, what's going on?
How we doing?
Hey, we're doing the thing. We're talking.
We're talking live stream. You're the first guest we've had. This is historic.
I'm honored. I really am.
The very first one. Let's go.
Tesla.
Oh yeah, good old Tesla.
Oh man. It is what a roller coaster that stock is, let me tell you.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely it all depends on like how Elon either blows it up for a couple of days or how he talks it up and everybody buys it up really quick again.
Yeah, no, like the difference between like the fundamentals and just like what the retail stock buyers do, it's so vast. It's so vast. Personally, like, I love it, but I can't build myself up to trust it yet. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel it. I mean, I got in early days, so to me it was just like, it was one of the very first stocks honestly I bought. But I'm very big into renewable type of energies and stuff. So obviously I have solar on the house. I got Tesla in the garage. Like, I'm big into all those things. So like, to me, it was like I'm using them. And so to me at that point, if I'm using it, I'm probably going to buy it at least. At least invest into it somewhat. Like, put my money where my mouth is at least.
Oh yeah, no, that's very noble. Very noble.
Yeah, for sure. I will say like the majority of my money obviously is in like either mutual funds or S&P 500. So like, nice. I will say that, but I do still have a good amount of stock in different stocks like Tesla. So
I won't lie though, I have not done more Tesla research in a condensed amount of time than I have right before this live stream. I will wholeheartedly
just went in, huh? Oh, that's good. I mean, that's good though. At least, hey, at least that's good. It's
yeah,
like,
no, I was here like reading for like an hour and a half, and I was just like pinching the bridge of my nose right here, and I was like, wow, why have I
There's a lot
into this before? Like, it is so sporadic in so many different directions, and I'm thinking,
yeah. It's not just,
but like I said, like it's so left and right, with with
it's
everything.
A lot.
Yeah, no,
it's definitely a lot.
Is an understatement. Absolutely.
Do you think research actually helps you pick better stocks, or is it better if you just YOLO it?
Oh man, that could go, for anything really.
I think it's a good middle ground, right? I feel like there's a time when you overstudy stuff and then you just make bad decisions because you overdid it. It's like, okay, you didn't go that crazy into it.
I firmly believe there's like there's winners out there that just don't do any research, And then there's like the middle ground of like people who like do some research, and then just like, yeah, there's too much research out there. Absolutely.
Exactly.
So if you're just joining us, make your prediction. We have $1,000 today. Tesla. It's going to be a long, awesome live stream. Lots to talk about. Lots of great insights. But if you're new here, just go hit that make prediction button and put in your price. It's free. It takes 2 seconds. And like Dr. Kelly, who won $350 yesterday, she killed it. Like she was number 1 and number 3. So, go do it.
What's crazy?
Yeah, so some quick other updates on the platform side. So, I just want to give this on every live stream so everyone watching can sort of see what's happening behind the scenes. Here is a fun image of the team that our devs put together. There may or may not be a Vegas hangover style wedding in the future for one of our devs, and therefore this is inspired by that.
Oh my god, dude!
So, well, you can guess who's getting married here. Which one of these suckers is going to tie the knot?
Oh man!
So yeah, so they've been working hard, and these are actual images of our devs. These aren't just people. So we have a new update for people watching on iPhones right now. So instead of a 20-second delay, you're going to see a 5-second delay on the video, which is the same as desktop.
Yay.
That was a big one. Like you don't see anything different, but like it took a lot of back-end engineering to make that happen, and it's live right now. So if you're watching on iOS on Safari and you see a long delay, please tell us. That means it's not working. We also made a bunch of changes to emails, and so you're going to not get an email for every entry you did, like we did yesterday by mistake. So hopefully it's only 1 email per user rather than 1 email per entry. So no more spamming your inboxes, and a bunch of other stuff. So just FYI, we're working hard in addition to the live stream that you're seeing.
Exciting stuff. That's great.
That's super exciting thing. We're kicking the beta's butt. Thanks to everybody in chat helping us too.
Murthy, do you want to just quickly also, since we're just to wrap up the platform, any big changes that we should expect by the end of the week? Eddie, Oliver, you guys want to chime in? Brendan as well in the chat.
Yeah, so a big one we're doing is we're building a calendar view to show you all the upcoming earnings really easily. And so that hopefully will be live by the end of the week, maybe next week. But, it'll be our own earnings calendar. And then part 2 of that, what we're trying to work on is to see if we can get you live audio and transcripts and slides for every single company reporting earnings, hopefully by next week. So that's pretty exciting, right? So instead of listening to Tesla's earnings call by going and signing up to their portal, because every company seems to have their own stupid portal, it'll just be on Stonks. You just hit play. You can be even embedded within these streams, and so it'll be a lot easier to know who's reporting earnings and to actually listen to those earnings.
So this will be the best place to listen to earnings calls on the planet, right?
Yep.
Easiest. You don't have to register at each website. You don't have to deal with janky tech. It's going to be super cool, modern. You just click and it works. No need to even sign up.
Yep. That's the plan.
So much easier.
That is the plan.
It is the plan.
Let's see where we end up.
We're in beta, okay? Don't hate us if something doesn't work perfect the first time.
Yeah,
but
it also made quite a bit of progress on for other people to live stream on Stonks, and so a lot of that work you don't see because it's sort of like an iceberg. It's just a lot of back-end infrastructure work. But hopefully, I don't know, like 2 weeks or so, we should be in a place where Topic, you, everyone else, whoever wants to go live can actually go live just like you would on Twitch or YouTube.
We're eager.
So we're sticking to the plan.
Which is good.
All right, let's talk about just quickly Biden alive. So I just wanted to talk about this because last 5 days, and I kind of saw this personally because I just recently became a pilot. So there's this app that I use and I look at it really 20 times a day just to look at weather. and you also get these like TFRs, like temporary flight restrictions, every time Biden is in town. So I saw a TFR in Vegas, and I was like, "Oh, Biden's in town," and then like it changed, not based on, they have a prediction on how long it's going to last, and then it changed before that. So I was like, "Oh, something changed." And so it turns out that Biden was in Vegas for a bunch of events, didn't do them, literally rushed back. And there were lots of reports from police that he had some sort of medical episode. That's right around when he announced that he's not running. And nobody had seen him for the last 5 days. I think I just saw a clip. I don't know if it's real or not, but in the last hour that he was boarding Air Force One. So at least he's alive. You know, a lot of conspiracy theorists were like, "Oh, he died and like somebody else forged his signature and blah, blah, blah."
Oh yeah.
It was all over
Oh,
Fox
man.
News. So that's
I
not
love-
true. I don't think so. He's alive. He just had COVID, seems like it, or
man,
whatever. They
people
could be
wild.
lying about that. They're probably lying about what he had. Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
obviously. I'm
Um,
sure. Like I said, that's kind of
Murthy,
why
we gotta see this
well,
app. You gotta show us the app.
Yeah. Where's this
pilot app?
flight app?
Oh yeah, you get such incredible info that you normally like, because they have to publish these temporary flight restrictions. So if like, let's say Biden is going in to cover a secret UFO, I don't know, whatever, like there's literally like a thing that shows up. So that's what the app looks like.
Nice.
It's called For Flight.
Oh wow.
So every time there's a flight restriction, it shows up, and then it says VIP flight restriction. And
That's wild though. Oh man. I mean, hey, conspiracy theorists are going to conspiracy theory. That's the one thing that will never change, and that's honestly why I like the internet. There's so many wild things out there every day, and it's just like a whole rabbit hole you could go down. Like every day, there's like some new conspiracy. And obviously you got the old conspiracies that are still alive and well. So we got flat Earth going hard still. It's been going hard forever.
Those flat earthers actually might have a point. Okay, hear me out.
Oh God, come on, Murdy, please.
Okay, hear me out. Turns out there's actual proof that we may be living in essentially. Okay, what's the best way to put this? They actually gave out a Nobel Prize for this a few years ago. It's called the holographic principle, where the amount of information stored on the surface area of a sphere is the same as in the volume of the sphere. So the theory goes that we are literally just living in a reality that's three-dimensional, but it is just a projection coming in from a two-dimensional plane. And so it's like, like a hologram.
I get what you're saying.
And the idea is we're living in a black hole, and it's a two-dimensional black hole, and we are just somehow, it's an information that's projected from a two-dimensional plane to a three-dimensional plane. Now, I don't think our flat earthers know any of this or understand any of this. But there is actual interesting physics behind the holographic principle. So if you want to look it up, and they actually gave out a Nobel Prize for this in physics a few years ago.
That's kind of crazy, though.
Looking at today, but
I'm gonna look into it. I just
may have a point.
By gravity. If it was really flat, we'd all be dead by gravity at this point. I feel like, at least. I don't know, maybe not. I feel like somebody would at least fell off the side of the earth by now. Something.
If you guys read that book or saw the movie, The Three Body Problem, right? It's a great sci-fi. So they talk about this quite a bit, where you have they call it a dimensional strike, where you reduce dimension. Now that's all sci-fi. There's nothing in physics around that, but the idea of information theory and potentially we are just a three-dimensional project,
and that there are higher dimensional or lower dimensional beings, right?
Yeah,
you can exist in 4, 5, 6, 7 versus 1 and 2. Well, this wasn't on my homework list for today's live stream, I will say that. But sure.
Hey.
We can move on. We don't need to talk about Biden and conspiracy theories. He's alive and well.
Okay.
What is the artist's theory?
Yeah, I want to hear this theory that Murdy had. Murdy has the wildest theory, so I'm going to hear it.
I think this might be my greatest theory of all time, just because it is directly linked to investing. And I might actually go and make trades on based on this theory. with my own money. So, I love studying history. We've talked about lots of historical things on the show before.
Mm-hmm.
And there seems to be a very strong thread of people who actually end up making history are just crazy fucking artists, right? Like they're like you can save all the way from religious prophets to CEOs or military commanders. They all have this amazing ability that everyone around them is screaming in their face going, no, I'm going to kill you, or whatever, we're going to banish you. And they're like, no, I must do whatever I must do.
Yep.
And they just continue. And sometimes they fail and they die and nobody talks about them, but sometimes they were right. And that's when we look back at history, almost every single major historical person had that trait. And if you just translate that into CEOs, like modern CEOs who are running public companies, look at those companies. Those are the companies retail traders end up worshiping. Number one being Elon, the head artist of them all. But then there's quite a few others that really don't care what their PR team tells them. They don't really care what is right to say or wrong. They have no filter. They just blurb. And they get a lot of shit for it. A lot of people hate them for it. Like a great example is Alex Karp from Palantir. The guy is like a loose cannon.
He is a loose cannon,
right? But
I still like him though.
Yeah,
he's a loose cannon though for sure.
So I wonder if we should make a list of the top 10 or top 20 artist CEOs in America.
Yeah.
And then just track their performance. Oh, Dr. Kelly's here. Hold on, let me add her. Hey, Dr. Kelly.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, a winner from yesterday. Congrats.
Yeah, big winner from yesterday.
Thank you. That was awesome. I had a good time.
That was wild. Yeah. First and third.
Yes.
And then one of your students. Yeah, one of your students, one second.
Cool. That was pretty cool. We're trying to clean it up.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, got to get in.
What's your strategy for today? Tell us.
Okay, so what I did was I went and looked back at all of the earnings for July for the last 8 years to get an idea of what usually happens, if there is a usual. So I'm going to get an idea of that. And then, of course, I want to look to see the range of today and kind of see that. Yeah. Also see if there's any gaps that need filling up or down. So, yeah.
Okay, I have a new theory.
Oh, that's real research.
Or copy Dr. Kelly's trades.
I actually have an earning strategy. I teach my clients an actual earning strategy. I call it Dr. Kelly's earning strategy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to see which way it's going to go. I mean, since this is just a guess, and since it's in after hours, my strategy depends on what it opens at tomorrow. But this is a little bit different because we're isolating a specific time, at 4:30. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, no, it's fun. I think it's a fun game, and it's free to play. So it's like, hey,
absolutely,
what can you lose? Share your link, get more entries, and then just spread the board. You're bound to win something.
There you go.
That's what I do. So just spread the board everywhere. That's my strategy. Up and down, and then we're good.
And then we're good. That's right.
Hi, hello. I gotta get do a U-turn here. Topic, anything to add? Curious.
Oh man, I'm waiting for this. I got the full Tesla report ready, but the autist theory, though, that man, you sound just like my mentor. That's so funny. Every time I'm over there, every Friday, that's where we got the studio set up and everything. He's always talking about Elon, autist theory. There's a reason why, and he goes a little deep. He's like, he says it's like the shamanism factor. People with autism, schizophrenia, they can, they can see something that normal people can't. And, a part of me is like, I'm trying to grasp it. And then the other part is like, like a good 5% of my brain is like, wow, I chose you as my.
Yep. Hey.
He makes some darn good points. It is the innovation. It's not a gene, but like the innovating factor almost. And Will we ever know for sure? I don't know.
I mean, that's
of
forever.
not all the planets, but quite a number of them line up to that theory. That's kind of how I feel about it. Like 7 out of 9 or I don't know if we're including Pluto, whatever. Majority of them they align. So it's like, okay, well, it's not guaranteed, but I'll run with it for why not sake.
Right. You got to run with it until it doesn't work anymore.
yeah, pretty much. Trial and error.
Yeah, exactly. That's where I'm at with it.
Going back to this artists thing, I think there's something here, because I back tested a slightly different version of this. Right? Remember this founder theory we talked about, where you stick to the S&P 500 as your data set, right? And within that, because there's obviously like winners and losers even within the S&P 500, you only look at companies that are still run by one of the original founders, right?
Yep.
You throw out anyone that's like when the founders have left and they've brought on professional CEOs, right? And I back tested those returns, and that data set going back 20 years outperformed the S&P.
Oh yeah.
Right? Which kind of like makes sense to me is like the founders will always care more about a company because it's their baby, outside of just like, what are you getting paid? What's the upside? Like, it's just their baby, and they started it day one. And if they're still with it, they're a little crazy. They're artists. And so then within that data set, so like people like Mark Zuckerberg, right? People like Jensen Huang from NVIDIA. Like NVIDIA is like the shit now, but like, go back even 18 months or 2 years, like this was a tough business. Like this guy's been doing it 20 years and it's tough,
Do you consider Steve Jobs one of them?
Yeah, have a look at your screen. I actually made a I don't know if you guys have seen this this quote. It's actually, people think Steve Jobs wrote it, but it's actually written by what's his name? Mike
Moritz.
Mike Moritz. Yeah, it's written by Mike Moritz, and Apple used this in their ad, so people thought Steve Jobs wrote it, but it's a famous thing associated with Steve Jobs because Apple used this in their ads. Here's to the crazy ones, the misfits, the rebels, the troublemakers, the roundheads and square holes, the ones who see things differently. They're not fond of rules and have no respect. I mean, like, you just read this and it reads artist, right? Like, it's
describing my investment strategy.
Yeah.
That's right.
We actually had this printed in our last company, early days of Streamlabs. We actually had this printed and on a huge wall and like a decal.
Yep.
And I think this is one of the greatest like things written. If you want to give business advice, I think this is one of the best quotes ever written.
It's definitely something that gets you thinking, right? When you just read it in general, like obviously kind of like art gets you thinking when you look at it. Yeah. So that's what I usually like to think about when we're looking at inspirational quotes is like, does it make me think outside the box?
Did we lose
Jason?
Right.
So that's kind of the way I usually, go about it.
You guys still here?
Yeah, we're here, Ali. I think your internet might be.
Oh, no.
I'm back.
He's back. It's okay. Don't worry.
And can we stream this to our other channels? How can we do that?
Well, so yeah, we would have to, if we did that, we'd have to like obviously like coordinate even earlier. But next time we do one of these, we could definitely do something like that for sure. If that's something you're wanting to do.
Oh, we may have lost Dr. Kelly.
Oh, well.
This might be a StreamYard. I wonder if it's the internet.
Yeah, it could be.
Hopefully she'll be back soon. But short answer, we can do it. We just have to know like a day ahead of time, so we can add a destination, and then you can stream anywhere as well.
Yep. No, 100%. And then eventually, obviously, once everybody has their own, everybody has their own streams, their own channels, then it'd be a lot easier too for everybody at that point. But yeah.
And Jason, Murthy, do you want to touch on that a little bit? Is that the goal with Stonks, right? Like everyone will have their own channel.
Yeah, so everyone's going to have their own channel, and we're going to build the ability to sort of multi-stream natively into the platform. And so you could just be like, hey, let's say 4 of us are streaming together and we just want it on all of our channels. And so it'll be built right into the platform. You won't have to like go use a third-party service for that.
Which is good.
Yeah.
That makes things way easier for content creators. At least you don't have to download like multiple different things and try to coordinate everything together. Just like, hey, look, I want to invite you onto like whatever you want to call it, the stage or whatever it may be, and then boom, you're within each other's streams, like super simple without having to go through 3 different sites to do this said thing.
Yeah, and we processed payouts yesterday, by the way. So if you want some. There are still some pending. I think I'm watching something in chat, but outside of that, there were. Ali, how many did you process so far?
I think 4 have gone through. Dr. Kelly's back. Is someone up? Yeah, there we go. Welcome back.
I added you back.
Thanks.
We do payouts every 24 hours. So, and then sometimes they don't go through with PayPal, and we have to try them 2-3 times through different ways. But I think about like half a dozen have gone through, and then I'll do another batch later today.
Yeah,
after the stream.
Awesome. Sounds great. So yeah,
right,
anybody in chat hasn't been paid. Yep, let's go. I'm ready.
Just one shout out before we start talking about Tesla. If you haven't made your prediction, please make it. You have 26 minutes left. 25 minutes actually. So go on, hit go to stonks.com and hit the make prediction button. It takes 2 seconds and you could win quite a bit of money, as Dr. Kelly schooled all of us yesterday and proved that she and her stock picking skills are bar none.
I mean, pretty much, yes. That's what happened.
I learned my lesson.
I got schooled. I totally got schooled. So respect.
That was fun.
Oh, it was crazy. I was like, oh, Dr. Kelly won first place. And I'm like, oh, there she is in third place. And then you were like, you won like, I don't know how many other ones you won down to there too. Like I've seen your name like multiple times, even past third place. So
yes. Yeah, that was a nice little bonus.
Oh,
so right now, looks like the stock is at 248.46.
Yep.
So we are now.
Yeah, I think this morning it was at like 250 something, and then it obviously kind of dredged down to like 240. I think it had like in the day at least. I think it had like a $10 drop from start to just after, like probably like a few hours after opening.
Yeah, it looks like it got to a high of 255.76 so far today, and then opened at 253.60.
Yeah, so. I think the low for the day was like 246.0 something, like 246.04.
Yeah, it looks like Trading View looks like it has it at 245.63.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely it's Tesla. So hey,
I mean, with that
unusual.
Absolutely.
With this much volatility, and like retail trader speculation, it's like how do you even guess?
I mean, it's just one of those things. I feel like at this point you're betting on the future. So if you're somebody that's buying, like you're just buying long term. No matter what, at that point, there's going to be definitely people that are swing trading and trading it in and out a lot too, because it is one of the more volatile stocks. It's almost like a cryptocurrency like type when you're looking at it in terms of like it going up and down, up and down, up and down, a lot. So yeah, I think it's just one of those stocks that if you're really invested in it, you're investing into it long term. And like, I'm not saying you wouldn't, take some shares out when you're up really big. At least like I did that before as well, but most of your shares are going to sit there for many, many years. At least the way I look at it.
Yeah, I did a lot of like technical analysis based trading through Tesla last year. Just a lot of monthly options contracts, and we came out positively. But oh my gosh, like I've never accumulated more gray hairs in my life.
Yeah.
Just because, like, you're right. Like that, it is. I believe, like after the research I've done, this is, absolutely a long hold. Like I wrote down, some notes on like the Tesla bot like coming out, like the contract, like Rock, like the autonomy algos, stuff like it's Neuralink even. It's like, oh my gosh,
Yep.
this
There's a lot. Believe me, like it's everywhere and anywhere.
I'm
so
gonna
it's
I'm
like-
gonna I'm gonna pull up the chart here, so we
yeah,
can
pull it
talk
up.
through it.
Sounds great.
Topic, if you wanna, we could start with the all-time chart and then zoom in whatever period you guys want to talk about.
Yeah, pull it on up.
There we go.
Yep, there it is. Look at the swings.
So this is the all-time chart.
Yep.
yeah, I'm lost. I'm at a loss for words here.
I mean, every stock ran. So we can almost like count out like 2021 into 2022 because every stock in everywhere blew up at that point. So you can just like don't even look at that very top ridge right this second. You can kind of just ignore that. But I mean, there's still, even if you're not even looking at that very, very top ridge where it slung down and back up and then back down and then back up. Like this stock is, like I said, it's very volatile. I mean, it is very obviously heavily retail, owned as well. Like there's definitely, obviously computers that they're buying too. But I feel like a lot of them are swing trading in the computer algos. But overall, I feel like there's a lot of retail investments that are in here that are holding on long term. But again, like I said, there's just so much volatility because I mean, at the end of the day, let's just be honest. Like Elon could come out and say something, and the stock could crash, and then he comes out and says something, and the stock rises like crazy.
Right.
It all depends on what. Like at this point, it's like it's almost like the Elon show with the engineers in the background.
That's true. That's very
So-
true. That's very true.
I hate unpredictability.
Yeah, and markets usually hate it too. But at the end of the day, I feel like it's had such a long run now that even the computer algos still buy and trade it, very often too. So
I mean, there's a lot of upside potential and things like that. A lot of opportunity.
there's
That's
a ton
why
of opportunity.
not a financial advisor. This is not advice. Got to get good at saying that. That's why I think like long options contracts are like best in scenarios like this. Where it's like potentially the upside can be significantly greater than the downside.
I mean, it can be, but then also you might get smacked by decay.
Yeah.
Well, if it's long term, you don't have to worry too much
Yeah,
about
you don't have to worry about it too much. But yeah,
What's
still,
so
I
how
just
do you
I just buy shares. It's just what I usually do first. Obviously, if I've done for Tesla, but I have definitely developed options before on it.
Yeah, and not financial advice, but I'm not very good with options. But topic or Dr. Kelly, if you were
Yes.
to do,
Yep.
if someone was to look at long term sort of options, right?
Yeah.
Say they're bullish about Tesla. What would you look for? What does that look like? What should they stay away from?
Well, in a long term. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I would always suggest in the money options. I've had a couple of my clients that go out of the money, but I always suggest, even though it's more expensive, to stay
agree with
in
that.
the money. And then I've had clients who have picked options that expire like in September of 2025.
Mm-hmm.
And that way they don't have to worry about the little movements or whatever Elon says that shakes the market a little bit. They can just hang on for the long haul. I've even had a couple clients that bought something 2 years out, but they, of course, you don't have, when you have options, you don't have to hold for the whole 2 years. And I've had some folks that made 300% return on the options that they bought. So it's definitely something to really take your time and look at the upside potential in it. And we know where this stock, and I will say this, this used to be a very, very, very volatile, like Elon could breathe and the stock would move 20, 30, 50 points. There was a time where the market would close and then the stock would open up $80. Those days, I think, are gone, which is great, because now it's settling into not as much of a cultish stock as it used to be. But still, there's a lot of people that just love Elon. So it is a little bit of a cult. One of my alarms, my Tesla alert is going off, or my spy alert is going off. Okay, sorry about that. But yeah, I do think there's a lot of upside potential with it. And I would be looking, if I was doing a leap, I would be looking at either September of 2025 or maybe even January of 2026 to drop some money, let it stay there, kind of like a long-term savings account with a huge upside potential.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it's something long term like that, the fundamentals are just very, very important. I personally, like, in my personal opinion, I think, like, the technicals are for a little more short term, and then the fundamentals are for the long term. With like earnings reports and mergers aside, I honestly, you said it pretty well, Dr. Kelly.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
I do agree.
Yes.
Okay, so shares or options if you had to pick one?
Options.
Oh, options all day long and twice on Saturdays.
Yep.
All day long.
Yep.
Yeah.
What, in your view, why options versus shares? What are sort of the pros and cons, and where do you personally land on that for something like a Tesla?
Okay. It depends on what your goal is. So, like, I help my clients with three things: passive income, generational wealth building, or a nest egg retirement lump sum. And so, depending upon what you want, you're going to be using options for different reasons. So for passive income, options all day long, because you can't make the old school way of investing in the stock market is buy something, put a whole bunch of money down, keep buying shares, and then 30 years later, yay, woohoo. But what about the people that want to, not necessarily the day traders, but what about the people that want to make money now? Let's just say that, somebody comes to me and says, hey, I want to make an extra $500 a month in the stock market. I can show them how to do that using the best stocks to accomplish the goal. But the avenue of options, you can't do that necessarily. You can. Don't let me. I'm not trying to say that you can't do it with stocks. You can. I believe options give you the better leverage. Simply because you can buy something for so much less and control 100 shares for this much, as opposed to buying 100 shares for that much, so but you got to have the stomach for it as well. Because some people don't, so that's the con. Some people don't have the stomach for it. If you have somebody that's like, I'm really conservative and I don't want to move real fast, options is not for you. But if you're somebody like, I understand everything that's involved. If I put down this quote unquote $800, I understand I could lose it. Okay, cool. Now I teach my clients how not to lose it. You're going to lose some of it, but you're definitely not going to lose all of it. So trade management is very important. But you have to be willing to say, you know what, if I invest this quote unquote $800 or this $8,000 or whatever amount, you have to be willing to say, okay, I think I could turn this into a 30% profit, which is what I teach, or anywhere between 10 to 15 if you're trying to get in and out and do a quick day trade. So that's kind of get an idea of, what the pros and cons are, but you definitely have to have the stomach for it and understand that there is a correct way to pick a correct option. And most people don't know that,
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. Like I said, if you don't know like the stock market at all, or don't know stocks in general, like stay away from options. Like, I've seen so many people like they just joined, like, oh, I've seen this guy make money off options, and then they just buy options and they lose all their money. And sometimes I've even seen people like actually let their options time out, like just like don't even use them. So it's like, like, what do you think is going to happen to them? And I think the issue is just education. Like, when people first get into the stock market, like, you need to know the ebbs and flows before you even get close to an option. I've always like recommended people at the end of the day, it's like, okay, look, open up your Roth IRA first. Start with that, and then obviously start, obviously dealing in S&P 500, those type of things first. Get to know it. Watch tons and tons and tons of content before you just go out and just start buying options. I've seen people just lose their butts on options, right? They didn't know what they were doing, and or people who literally don't know what they're doing, and they just let their options expire without even using them. So it's like, no, please.
I think you make an excellent, what you said is perfect in terms of education. So like, my company is Stock Options Trading Academy. I teach people how to do this, how to get into options in a very realistic, but safe, but also a chance for you to really pull money out, so
exactly.
So if you don't have the education for it, absolutely stay away. But if you have somebody who can teach it to you in a way that you understand and the way you pick it up, it's not hard at all. I mean,
Oh,
my
yeah,
youngest
100%.
client was 7 years old, so
Yeah, I mean, it did. Yeah, I think say you probably teach anybody how to do it at the end of the day, especially like you said. I've seen kids do it before too, but obviously with parents. And I guess they weren't that young. Obviously, it's more like 14. But I mean, overall, it's like I said, it's just about educating yourself on like what's going on, and obviously, like even the ebbs and flows of like news of a certain stock can definitely help you. Like obviously, you pick up quick earnings just on news alone, and then
Right.
obviously get out of that option really quick before everybody starts selling it. But yeah, I think there's just a lot that goes into it, and I know you obviously teach a lot of people. So on your
All right,
end,
10 minutes
I'm
to go,
sure.
guys.
Yep,
10 minutes to go. Just
10
do it.
minutes.
we got 12 minutes to go. 12 minutes.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, mine says 11:21.
Yeah, our clocks are not synced.
They're not synced at all.
I am waiting till the last minute.
Wait, you're still in the last minute strategy. Okay,
Oh,
got
I
it.
mean, listen, the 20 minutes before 15 minutes didn't work last time.
Hey, you can, you just do whatever. Like I'm more of the I just and get more tickets and then spread for now. I mean, and then obviously just trying to look at some sort of
Great
fundamentals,
idea.
but you never know at the end of the day. Like I think Tesla's going to go up aftermarket because we had such a good up this morning and then down there in the day. I think it's going to go back up, but hey, I mean, it's just me looking at it at least.
I agree, but as soon as I place that too early of a bet in, it's gonna fall. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So in terms of timing, I think here's what we're looking at, and we've had trouble with this with a few other stocks in the past week, but because they all are different, and so it's very hard to pin down like exactly when something is going to happen. But here's my understanding of today what's going to happen. So Tesla is going to do a PR sort of release of their numbers after market close. Now it could be a minute after market close, it could be an hour after market close, but usually it's right at market close. And then their actual earnings call is going to happen at 2 or 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. So it's way after market close. So we may not be live that long. And just because it's Tesla, it may move more in the earnings call than the actual earnings, based on what
it will definitely move.
Is. And so that's the timeline for today, as I understand it. So what we're going to do is we're not going to try and match the live stream to a timeline that we can't control. And so we're just going to do the same thing every single day.
We've always done. Yep, exactly. It makes things a lot easier, right? Yeah. Unless there's like something crazy that happens and then like we let everybody know beforehand, but that'd be more like a special stream that we would cut in for. But overall, like we're trying to make sure this is like everybody knows when it's happening. Nobody's confused about when the stream's going to go live or when everything's happening. So we'll be live every day, Monday through Friday at the same times.
I couldn't wait.
Now, maybe we might go live a little bit earlier for certain streams, but we would let everybody in the chat know beforehand too. And also we will be sending out notifications. So make sure you guys get you some free tickets by turning on your notifications. If you go up there to enable notifications, enable those. I think you get 10 free tickets right now. It's 10 free entries like right now that you could get 10 more bids to win, more of the money in the $1,000 pool today. And also make sure you guys are sharing your referral links because like we said yesterday, the more people we get in this, the more we could start bumping up even prize pools. And also just at the end of the day, it helps us, get more consistency as well. But as we're growing, like, we can even up prize pools depending on how many viewers we get.
Yep. Yeah, that's the best thing you can do to increase the prize pool is to share your link, get your mom on it, get your dad on it, get your brothers and sisters on it,
friends, like whoever it may be. I mean, even it's like work people. Hey, my wife literally shared it in her work group yesterday, and she already had like 6 people join.
Good. We're at topic. Go ahead. Oh, I thought you were going to say something. We have 8 minutes to go. Why don't we do a lightning round? Go around the table really quickly, and take a minute or 2 minutes max, and summarize what you think is going to happen and your prediction. Thumbs up, thumbs down, in terms of earnings. Let's start with anyone want to start.
All right, this is what I think's gonna happen.
Oh, here goes. Let's go.
This is what I think's gonna happen. All right, you give me the opportunity to talk. I'm not gonna shut up. But all right, here we go. What I think is going to happen, let me pull up my screener here. This is not an ad, by the way, but I absolutely fell in love with FinViz Elite.
Oh, yeah, FinViz is great.
Oh, yeah, I bought the yearly Elite package, and I don't know what I was doing without it, frankly. But my answer is pretty simple. Like they got a lot of cool stuff coming. Elon hasn't breathed the wrong way in a while for what I've seen in things. And like I said, a lot of motivation, a lot of
this is a website that I use to get information on different stocks. Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're good.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of sway coming from the retail speculators, and I mean, what was my prediction? I think it's going to go back up. Yeah, I couldn't wait. I said I was going to wait last minute. Couldn't do it. I got a 256.34. Just a slight 3% increase. That's not anything out of the ordinary for Tesla. Especially since it's down a point right now on the day. I think it'll. Yeah, I think it'll go up around then. Who's to say what next week has to offer? I don't know, but I think I think it's going to be a positive impact on the earnings, even though something that I saw like quarter 3 and 4 last year, quarter 1, all went below. Like the estimation was higher than what it actually was, but this estimated EPS is a lot higher than quarter 1. So I think there's a little bit of optimism there. So I think it'll go
up. Okay.
Nice.
Who's next now?
Do you want to pick someone? Topic.
Yeah, pick Murdy.
No, okay, I'm actually interested in what Dr. Kelly has to say. I really am.
Okay, yeah, let's hear. Yeah, I'm down with that too.
Oh, okay, cool. So I was just sharing on my TikTok channel that I always come over here to Seeking Alpha, and I start reading the analyses and the news and getting an idea of what is the going idea. So for example, one of them that was listed today says Tesla, a significant shift in risk reward calls for pre-earnings downgrade. Very interesting. And then there's another one from July 19th. It says Tesla Q2 preview. All the negative news does not affect my bullish view. Right. So I'd like to do those kind of analyses and get an idea of which way the whole industry is leaning and see what. Yeah, excuse me. I live on the beach in Puerto Rico, so you'll hear a lot of noise going by sometimes. Sorry.
That sounds great to me.
Yeah.
But I tend to think that where it is, and then you do some technical analysis looking at the chart, you kind of see, yes, it did hit a high of 271 on July 11th, right? So it did hit that high. It came back down, but it did hit support at around 238-ish, 235-ish. It did hit that support around there. So I think I'm kind of expecting it to pop. I'm expecting it to pop up. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm thinking.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. What you got, Jason?
Oh, you got to call me up. Well, okay. I mean, I'll let it go then. So obviously, I think you guys all know, like, I love Tesla. I have a Tesla, drive Tesla. Like, I've been a shareholder in Tesla since early 2019.
Nice.
I'm very bullish on it, obviously. But again, right now, I think we're looking at like an earnings per share, like 62 cents is expected. And then I think revenue is supposed to be around like 25 billion-ish, somewhere around in there. I'm looking for a good pop in the aftermarket hours. Like, I do think we'll see a pop. I think there's going to be people that are waiting on the wayside for Elon to say something during the call, which he always says something crazy usually in the call. So that's going to make people buy the stock up too. At that point, I don't think we'll see any downturns. I don't think Elon's going to talk negatively either about, like, obviously upcoming forecasts. Now, maybe he says something crazy and makes somebody mad. I don't know, but I mean, it's just Elon in general. But I think overall, I think we're going to see a good pop in the stock after market hours. That's honestly, especially looking at today's, like, day's high at 254. or 255, whatever it was. I think people kind of, and this happens a lot during earnings days. We see a sell off during the day, and then obviously after market hours, usually we do see a pop, unless it's some terrible forecast. Then people start going crazy, and the computer starts selling for a minute. But retail investors overall are not selling though. So I just don't think. I think we're gonna go up from here. I don't think we're gonna fall.
Agreed.
Murdy, it's your turn.
All right. So I had a really funny thing happen yesterday. I drove my car twice, and both times when I parked, I was parked next to other white Teslas, and I own a white Tesla.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, oh my God, I feel so like unoriginal and like non-special. Like I feel so common right now. Because there was like, and it was also a Model Y. So it was like I park and there's like one white Model Y to my right and one white Model Y to my left. And I'm like,
oh yeah,
oh God, like where at that place? Apparently there's a game people play here in Southern California, which is when you stop at a traffic light, count how many white Teslas are around you. And someone once counted 20. So anyways, it's kind of ridiculous. So we've gone to a point with Teslas here. But yeah, so my take on Tesla is, look, I have no idea where this is going short term. But I think long term, if you follow the artist theory and you look at all the exciting things, as topic you were saying, in terms of Neuralink, the rockets, the Optimus robots, the self-driving, like what other company is doing all of this? Like it doesn't even come close. And as someone that pretty much uses like the new FSD every single day, it's gotten pretty good. Like I drove to LA and back yesterday for like 3 hours, and it was on self-driving. I had my feet up on like the dashboard.
We're not even talking about like the.
We
don't talk about that.
We do not recommend anybody in chat do this. By the way, I drive mine in Tampa like that too. So I mean, do not recommend.
1 minute left.
Yeah, 1 minute left, guys. Okay,
1 minute.
Okay, get your predictions in. Get the predictions in. We will keep talking, but get your links out and get the predictions in.
We broke 300 predictions today. Let's go.
Yes,
all-time high.
Cool.
Is that an all-time high?
That is an all-time high. Yes.
Woo! There we go. And Tesla is everyone's favorite stock.
No, it is. It is. We got some really good earnings this week, man. We got Tesla, then we got the Chipotle, what do you want to call it? And then we got BYD. Then we get to see like what obviously the market is in China. So it's gonna be, honestly, like I said, I'm super excited for this week overall. And Tesla is obviously one of my all-time favorites. So, but I'll let Murdy continue if you want to continue, Murdy, about your feet on the dashboard.
So there we are right now. That's where it closed at.
I don't know. I feel like I have very like. I don't look at technicals. I don't look at to be honest, I don't even understand how to look at technicals. Oh, we got some music playing. Where's the music?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the beach, bro. You got that music blaring on the beach.
Nice.
Man, I can only imagine living on the beach. Like that'd be wild.
It's
I know, obviously, I've been to Puerto Rico before, so I know how like the setups are. But yeah, I can only imagine like living there too. So.
Yeah, it's sweet. On Sundays, it's out of control. I mean, they'll have like little mopeds riding by with 8 speakers in those things, and it blows my whole windows out. Okay.
Oh my goodness, that's wild.
It's crazy. It's wild. And then the Jeeps come, and the Jeeps got the big woofer. Oh my God, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I can imagine that, honestly.
Yes.
Amazing.
Cool deal.
Yeah, so that's my take. Long term bullish, short term I have no idea. It's like a coin flip.
2 does not give 2x. Okay.
Ali.
Eddie's got it.
I will say though, something that caught my eye with the Tesla technicals though was let's look at the pattern here. Since about actually,
you can share your screen, by the way. Topic, if you'd like, you could screen share.
Checking this.
I'm gonna add Stoic into the chat, by the way. Or into this stream.
Amazing. Great. Hey, Stoic, welcome. You need to turn on
Hopefully you can hear us.
Yo.
There we go. What's up, man? We got
from its peak of let's be honest, July July 10th. You see a lot of peaks and valleys in Tesla, and that's it's a telltale sign of its volatility. But you just see a lot of that, especially from November 21. I don't know if that really counts, or because like that's everyone's got a peak and valley. But you look at its SMA 200 moving average is hovering around 220. And you kind of see a very slight decline. But like that's just the chartist in me looking, thinking, this has happened plenty of times before. Is this another micro beginning to another micro end? And that to me, lights go off in my head, thinking this could be a very good short-term opportunity to buy with some, just like monthly, right at the money puts. And I'm just thinking,
got the bear. We got a bear in here. Let's go. I'm down with it.
It's always an I don't know. It's always a risk. Especially.
No, I feel you on that. I feel you too. It's just
trading.
Yeah, exactly. It's Tesla's just such a weird one. Like on the volatility range, it's different in other stocks. So it's like when it comes to like fundamentals like that, like I usually don't look at Tesla that way, because it is its own animal. It's not like another usual stock. So like we were talking about before. So to me, it's like if you look at that in general, then you're like, okay, the stock's going down if you are looking at the SMAs there. But if you're not, then you're like, okay, because I just don't look at when I look at Tesla, at least I've never looked at it from that sort of standpoint. I'm looking at it from a future standpoint, like where it's going, just because again, like there's so much that's getting done every month, every year, like it's getting to a new phase of stuff they're building. So to me, it's exactly. So that's kind of the way I look at it. It's a lot different.
It's like you're investing into Elon as well, investing in Tesla.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're investing into Elon and the badass engineers over there who are holding down the fort.
Yeah,
pretty much.
They do great, but you look at the charts, you look at the technicals, you look at the fact that Bill Gates is public enemy number one. You look at the fact that Elon does some crazy stuff that the world might not be ready for right now. And it's
you got to push the boundaries somewhere.
There is like the bearish aspect, but then you have like these bullish fundamentals here, and it's just it leaves you cross-eyed. It's like I really don't know which way to look at this.
I think the way to think about Tesla is ignore their 100% of the current business, and 100% of the value is in shit that doesn't exist yet. Once you get comfortable with that, you can buy it. That's the only way it works.
And it's always been that way. It's always been that way.
Oh yeah.
If you value it as a car company, it's terrible, right?
Oh yeah, exactly. I agree with that.
A lot of and then it really comes down to like, do you buy what Elon is promising? Right, 5 years from now or 3 years. That's what Tesla comes down.
I mean, this might be, entire speculation, but I feel like he's, someone you can. He doesn't seem like someone who wouldn't put his money where his mouth is.
Yeah, totally.
He does that for sure. If he thinks he can get an advantage somewhere, he'll go a path that he thinks he can get an advantage with too. He's smart. He's smart like that.
He's great.
Did he lose a son? Like I saw an interview. Yeah. Did his son die or something?
Yeah, I just saw that yesterday. That article, or he stated that his son died. Yeah.
Wow.
Was it suicide?
I only read the headline of it. I didn't actually get into it, but I thought, wow. But I don't know if that's really hate to think this way, but.
But isn't that because did she? I don't think he died. I think it's because it's because his child is transgender, right? So to him, he's like, the woke mind virus killed him thing. Like obviously, like on that side, like a lot of people say that obviously, like on like because you have like obviously two sides of the matter here. So like one that's you I guess you have like four sides. You get people that are on like the middle left, the middle right, and then you have some people that's in the center, but then you have people on the really far right, very far left. And those are the crazy like sides of like both parties. So, but either way, like I said, you've seen people in the past say like, obviously, at the end of the day, like to me at least, like if my child was like transgender, like I'm not like going out and doing some crazy stuff. But again, like I said, to some people though, like that's like, again, that's where I think he's coming from though, because he's like, you know, his son is transgender, so he's dead. I don't know if he's dead to him, but he's dead to the woke mind virus. That's what I got out of it, at least the reading I read.
Is Tesla
like his son is dead, but like his daughter's alive? Maybe that's what. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm getting. That's what I think he's talking about.
Yeah, I think that's what he's talking about.
I think it's what he's talking about. I don't think they actually died though. That's what I got out of the story. I read. I was reading into it last night. That's kind of what I got out of it, at least. But maybe, you know, I could be wrong.
I just like he was 30.
Oh, look at that thing go down.
Yeah, isn't it? I mean, isn't Tesla? It's in NASDAQ, but is it a part of the? I don't really trade stocks that much. I trade futures.
I know you trade futures a lot. I know you do.
Yeah, isn't Tesla in the NASDAQ or is in the S&P?
Both. I think both.
Both?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that probably be a significant driver for both of those?
Yeah. It's the reason why you see it dropping right now too, right?
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm thinking.
If you're looking at them at least, yeah.
And back whenever, I think, what is it called? I know we're not talking about NVIDIA right now, but didn't the CEO sell some of his shares and stuff like that too? And that's why NVIDIA went down. From
what I looked at, yeah, he sold some, but I don't know, like, obviously, you know, for what reason and so forth, and yeah, because at the end of the day, like,
cash out, dude.
Well, that too, but obviously, like, sometimes, like, you know, some of those shares, like, I don't know how they marked it in, but sometimes those shares are there for, like, you know, bonus type reasons, so yada yada yada.
Okay.
So I don't know if they just automatically sold because of that, or what that was in between. So I don't really know the exact cause, but it wasn't like a ton of shares he sold though. So that's the reason. Like, I thought it was like shares that were just like had to be sold because of certain reasons.
Word. Cool.
Because I know, like, he's still big, obviously. Again, NVIDIA right now is built up on, like, you know, multiple companies buying their chips like crazy still. So obviously once that kind of like stops happening as much, then that's going to, you know, hurt the company a little bit too on that end. But I think we're a while off before, you know, some of these bigger companies stop, you know, buying so many chips from NVIDIA.
Okay, I think
did Murdy
earnings,
get bought?
Earnings. I'm looking at shareholder deck. I think earnings dropped, and should we pull that up here?
Yeah, pull it up. Yeah,
it's around 239 right now.
Should have listened to those technicals, huh?
I always say, don't listen to me. You know, I'm slightly, you know, a little crazy sometimes.
This is why I do not dabble with Tesla. Let me tell you.
You know, Tesla, maybe I've noticed this for a few earnings. I'm a long-term bull. I own a Tesla.
No, I'm super
bullish Elon and whatever he touches, you know. But Tesla may be one of those stocks where, like, you buy the rumor, sell the news, you know?
That's true.
It's definitely one of those right now, for sure, especially when it comes to anybody that's trading, like, short-term options. Like, there's a lot of people that do that, so.
Yep. So it looks like on revenues, Tesla's about down 7% year on year. So it's actually, this revenue came in a little bit higher than expectations, than consensus. And on EPS, this was it's down about 46% per share on an annual basis. And let me share this other thing here. Where are we? Okay. Hopefully this is correct, but the consensus was 61 cents.
1 cent, yeah.
And it came in at 42. So Tesla missed on EPS, but did okay or slightly ahead on revenue.
Yeah. I mean, they were selling cars pretty cheap there for a minute. Like, in terms of, like, they slashed prices on, like, almost everything. And then they also, like, you know, I'm sure everybody's got the emails that, especially people that do have Teslas, like, you know, you can get like it's like less than I think it's like a percentage point, or maybe like 1.9 percentage right now to go buy one too on loan interest. So, like, I don't know, like I said, I feel like obviously, like them slashing prices definitely got people that were on the fence line to come over and just buy one finally. Obviously, it kind of pees off everybody else that just bought before this, before the price strike. But hey, what can you do?
Can't win them all.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, just looking at this, I'm sure people will analyze this. But energy generation, so vehicle revenue is down 7% year on year, which I don't have an issue with because interest rates have gone up like 3x in the last year, right? So it's a very different macro environment. For every percentage rise in interest rates, demand collapses like 10% or something. Somebody has like this analysis out there for all consumer goods. Energy is the bright spot. So energy generation and storage is up 100% year on year.
That's good.
So it's
That's
gone
what I want
from
to see.
1.5 billion to 3 billion. Services, here I could share it just so I'm not talking random numbers here. Services revenue is also up 21%. So I think when interest rates come down or normalize a little bit, the vehicle revenue should stabilize. We should probably also talk about competition from China and other EV brands.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Yeah, on Thursday.
Yeah, we will be covering BYD, and obviously, I think NIO just dropped their new brand, like a brand under their brand. That I think they're selling it's like a $20,000 car or something like that EV. So it's a lot cheaper than their high brand because obviously, like NIO's like very high end brand over in China. So I think they just dropped their like low end brand. I can't remember the name of it. Some weird name. I don't know if anybody knows it on the top of their head, but.
Is it NIO? BYD?
Yeah. NIO had finally just rolled off their lower end brand. So they have NIO, but then under them is another car. I can't remember the name of the car brand though, but it's under them though still. I can't remember the exact name of it. It's Onvo. It's a lot cheaper too. I think it's like $22,000 like US. But yeah, they just dropped their stuff.
Didn't Biden put like a 30% tariff on Chinese cars?
I think they did. Yeah, NIO doesn't even sell here right now though. Technically, they sell in Europe. I think they're supposed to be moving here like next year.
I think they'll all just make them in Mexico and call them non-Chinese.
I mean, yeah, that could work too. I mean, whatever. I'm just saying, like in terms of cheaper EVs at least. I think they're one of the cheaper brands now.
Yep.
And now obviously it's over in China and over in Europe. I think they're fixing to launch in Europe too. They've already launched NIO in Europe, but I think Onvo's gonna be launching in Europe first of next year.
So I have a tip for everyone who didn't get this right. For all the bulls today, hold your dog and pet them. It helps with emotional support.
It doesn't help my account any better.
Helps your heart.
Hey, you might want to hedge your shares with some options, huh? 5% in the after.
That's not fun. But wait till Elon talks later. We'll see some decent moves upside. I bet
that horse pill won't be so bad, huh?
It's just a liquidity grab. It's just liquidity. It's just being grabbed.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, it makes me feel a little better about it. So
yeah, just buy the discount. Just DCA, you know.
Yep. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I just want to give a shout out to Logitech. Like we covered Logitech yesterday, and I had some opinionated things to say, and they fell about the same as Tesla's falling right now. So they fell about 5% after they reported their numbers, and it was the same. It was like a little bit of growth. It was just mediocrity, and I think the market does not like mediocrity. The market needs like vision and it needs to believe in something greater than 10% year-on-year growth.
Yeah, I'm at 100% right now. Yeah, I think that's what everybody's looking for. So like, at the end of the day, it's like what is Logitech innovating on? Like nothing.
Nothing.
Oh man,
nothing against Logitech. They've had like the same stuff forever. They'll like change like one little tiny thing maybe here or there, but overall, if they just put a different letter on it, like, oh, here it is. Here's the new version. We changed colors and we've had a different letter on it. It's like, all right.
They changed it to hero. Next might be Villain. G502 Villain.
Okay.
The mouse.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, they do make some good mouse. Like I said, I'm not hating on the mouse. Like, the G502 was like, like one of like the most amazing mouse ever.
Oh
And
yeah,
I love their
it kills the
mice,
photo.
right? Like I have one too. Like I love their mice, like 100%. But outside of that, like it's just like, what are they doing? I don't know.
They've been making this stuff for 30, 40 years now. I mean, you think that.
Like
You guys gamers? Any gamers here?
Yeah, I play games. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this is a
Actually,
good mouse.
I love the
for Fortnite.
G502, and then they made the wireless finally. It took them forever to do that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like I said, and I don't know outside of that, right? Like their headsets have been the same for many, many years. Like there's a couple different things they've done, but overall, that it's the exact same stuff. I'm just waiting for something new from them to come out that's innovative in the industry, at least. And I think obviously Murdy talked to this yesterday. Like, why aren't they using AI and things like that, right? Like innovating on some of the stuff they do. I think there's missing a lot right now.
My songs predictions, I put in 225, 230, and 235 today.
Wow.
So,
you actually might be on the
I'm hoping it keeps going the way it's going.
Oh wow.
Buy the rumor, sell the news, because the stock had like a 50-60% run up in the last
it did, obviously. I agree.
6 weeks, right? 5 or 6 weeks.
It did 100%. Like I said, I'll make the money up. I'll definitely, if the stock continues to fall, I'll definitely buy some options on the way back up, like 100% to make the money back up. But I mean, it still makes me sad with my accounts going
just don't look at it till
I'm not even looking at it. If I look at it, I might get sick. So I'm just thinking about how red it is right now. So
That should be a service where you hand over your account to someone, they lock it up, and you can't access it for a given period of time, and they charge
exactly.
Like a staking wallet for your stocks.
Yeah. 100%. That is exactly what it should be. Because if you're new into stocks, especially, like I know everybody probably done this too. Like you're brand new into stocks. Like what do you do every day? You look at your stocks like probably like 10 times a day. Do you know why you're looking at the stock? You're like, I'm just gonna look at it anyway. And then like any little movement, you're like, oh God, please no. And then once you're like in it for years, you're like, the stock moves. And you're like, I don't care. Like whatever happens. But it still makes me cry a little bit. Like, all I picture in my head is like, Mr. Krabs from SpongeBob crying with the money. That's me right now.
But you got plenty of time. You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, we got lots of years.
My problem is I had no patience. Like when I first started trading, I tried to do stocks. I just didn't have any patience or the capital to make,
Yeah.
Didn't you say you're doing futures?
He's doing futures. Yeah,
I do futures. Yeah.
Oh man, that's industrial, my friend. That is not for the faint of heart.
It is. I mean, it's kind of like options in a way. You just don't have to deal with a bunch of Greek letters. If you're right, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, honestly,
like on futures, I got my Series 3 last year, and
that was really good.
That was quite a roller coaster. Let me tell you.
That's cool.
Yeah, no, I love futures, honestly.
I just trade Dow. I just trade the Dow. YM is my
Dow?
bread and butter. Yes, sir. I tried NQ, I tried ES, but I couldn't do it. I think they're wick out monsters, and I just prefer to trade YM because how it drives.
Okay.
Just from my experience.
I think ETFs on futures are like way better.
ETFs.
Like just like securities instead of futures.
Oh, that'd be okay. I've never dabbled into that before on futures.
I mean, like, I don't know, significantly cheaper. I mean, you could always go like micro futures contracts, but like, yeah, no, I definitely like the. I'm a securities guy.
One day I'm gonna learn how to trade soybean and corn.
Yeah,
there you
go. Cool stuff right there. Yeah.
Some orange juice.
But I started with Forex. I started with stocks. I went to options. I went to Forex.
Forex? Like, oh God, please.
And then I was like, futures is. Yeah, Forex is. I wouldn't. I mean,
Oh
I don't
man,
know.
that stuff is bad.
Yeah,
I just think it all
yeah.
kind of meets the
tried
middle with
a few
security,
times.
like as far as
Yeah.
like simplicity goes.
I think the future is it's kind of just like it's a combination of you trade on the stock market. You don't have to. It's regulated. It's like options and Forex kind of combined.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I tried Forex. I don't know how anybody makes a lot of money off Forex, but more power to them.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience for Forex. That's right there. That stuff aggravates me to death. Like never again.
I don't have the patience to hold the stocks, bro. I need more capital.
Yeah, I feel it. Oh yeah, here we go. Living on the beach life.
If this was Twitch or YouTube, we'd get copyright banned. But on stocks, there is no such problem.
Nope.
Oh yeah, that's nice. I struggle
Yep.
with that
Can
too,
we
bro.
have you? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I struggle with copyright on YouTube. I play one song for more than 10 seconds. You're done.
Yeah, more than 10 seconds. Yeah, if it's under 10 seconds, you're good.
Yeah.
So
I would love to see the beach Kelly is on. Maybe next stream.
For next stream. Yes.
I'll sit out on the patio, and that way I'll show you the behind view.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's go. Yeah, you bring in the beach vibes. Everybody be calm and nostalgic in the chat.
Yeah.
Someone on a moped with 8 speakers drives by.
Right.
It's all gone.
Yeah.
That is great.
Yeah, it's cool because there's the beaches this way, and there's a river this way. So either way I look, I'm looking at water. So it's beautiful. It's amazing.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
And
Puerto
it's crazy
Rico's really
because
pretty.
I'm from California, and this same house in California would easily be 18 mil. Easily.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, obviously, I actually know somebody that lives in Puerto Rico as well.
Okay.
And they, like I said, their house is really, really nice, and I can only imagine like what that house would even be here in just Tampa. I'm like,
Exactly.
it's like, I don't know.
Hey,
Right.
so I gotta ask you: is Puerto Rico really like? You hear all these stories about you don't pay tax, right? There's no federal or like 4% federal or something. It's really small.
You know what? There are
That's
so
true.
many. There's so much red tape and things you have to do to get that. They give you the little sound bite, but they don't tell you, okay, well, you have to have a business, and the business has to employ this many people, and all that kind of stuff. So they leave out a lot,
Yeah.
But if you want to come and play the game, then by all means.
There's definitely a lot of companies playing the game right now. That's
absolutely,
for sure.
absolutely.
I don't blame them, honestly.
Right, for sure. Why would come on, make your money. Keep your money. Make your money and keep it.
Yeah.
Keep it.
I remember doing a study on all the passports of the world, which is the best passport, and that's when I found out that no matter where you are, if you are American, no matter where you are still paying taxes on your money. So So now the best thing is to do not tax avoidance. What is it? What is it? Tax aversion.
Tax optimization.
Optimization. Yes.
Mhm.
We don't avoid tax. We optimize our taxes. That's right.
True.
So,
I mean,
we should do a whole episode on tax optimization. I think people will love it.
That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
I'm down with that.
that would be a good one. A lot of people would do for that.
There's so much to say. You could probably do like a month of content just on tax optimization.
Oh,
That's
there's
true.
whole channels on tax optimization. I feel like that content never. I feel like that would just never end. There's always something new every year coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, how to avoid capital gains.
Yeah, right.
How to
right.
never pay tax again.
Literally.
Clickbait.
This is not financial advice.
First dig hole.
This is not financial advice.
It's funny. This one time I clicked on a YouTube video. It's like never pay tax again, and the guy was basically like, make sure your losses are more than your income.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, true. I mean, you can't go wrong there.
Wow.
Just lose a lot, just lose a lot.
Exactly.
I think
that's
if you're
great.
like a S corp, it turns into working income, and then I think you only get taxed 15%.
You can pay yourself through your company, yeah. And then it definitely saves you money in the long run. And obviously, like living in a state or something like that with obviously no state income tax, or that definitely helps too. Like, so That's the reason why went from Tennessee to Florida, because both of them have none of that.
Hey, Jason, how do you feel about moving to California?
Oh man, those taxes scare me. Does scare you a little bit. You're like, oh god. I'm keeping the Florida house that way. Full-time Florida. Okay.
I won't tell them
around. The weather though in Cali is just like perfect, but man,
Yeah, it is.
the money scares me.
And what's it going to? I'll be the one to say it. What's it going to? What's it going to?
Corruption and bullshit.
I mean, usually yes.
Yeah.
There's a small percentage going to something decent. Most of it's going to bull crap.
Especially if you live in San Francisco, you really see this firsthand.
I'm sure.
How much bullshit? How much can you spend on a public toilet?
I mean, honestly, you can go to Jacksonville, Florida, and Miami to see that too if you want to.
How much? Pop quiz.
Brickle.
Pop quiz time before we run out of time on the stream today. There was a bike lane that they were working on for about 10 years in San Francisco. Okay, a bike lane. The part of the road where they like paint green and it's for bikes.
Yeah.
Take a guess on how long that took and how much that cost. And the name of the street was Venice. It's like a big thoroughfare.
So it was a bike lane and a bus stop that they put in there.
Oh, probably 20 mil.
Okay, next stoic topic.
It was about 1 mile. I think the road was about 1 mile.
Oh, 1 mile?
1 year, 37 million.
Okay.
Oh man. I live in Indiana. I don't know California road prices. Okay, 1 mile. I'm gonna guess 2 years and $6 million.
Okay.
6 mil.
I know, dude.
Hey, I'm down with it.
No, I'm sorry. Like it's nothing costs anything out here. It's great.
Well, it's true.
California.
There's nothing there though either.
Something crazy for California up in the Northern California. I'd say something crazy like 15 years and $85 million.
Jeez, insane.
Okay. Anyone in chat, if you want to take a guess, if you get close enough, or whoever's closest enough, we'll get you a free entry. Drop. I guess might be too late. But this is the worst run city in the world in terms of bullshit and corruption. Right? Bullshit regulation, nonsense laws, and corruption, and just bureaucracy. Murthy, I think you have the answer.
Yeah, I put it in chat. 14
years,
130 million. The most
expensive
road ever
that
built.
Is wild.
It's more expensive than bridges, more expensive than mountain roads. It is on a per meter basis. It set the record for the most expensive.
That is wild, dude.
Built.
People are spocking the fuck out of money too. 100%. Like, there's no way they're not. But at the end of the day, it's like I feel like every state in America has that one city that's just like, yeah, that's like obviously California, San Francisco, right? Like honestly, I feel like for Florida, it's probably Jacksonville, but Miami's not too far behind. Certain parts of Miami. Not just the whole. I shouldn't say the whole city. There's just actually some pretty nice areas that aren't like crazy like that. But definitely, I would definitely say Jacksonville is up there though for Florida, 100%. And then obviously in Tennessee, you got Memphis. I feel like you go through every state and find at least one city that's bad. It's just terrible.
1% of that where I live is like a crime. Like
I got number 1 today, you guys.
Oh shit, we have
number 1 again?
Oh my goodness!
How?
Oh
Dr.
my
Kelly over here, like straight. I feel like she's doing something. Jacob went second and third.
She's an insider.
You went 4th too, Dr. Kelly. Nice.
That's what's up.
That's pretty wow.
Oh, you're all in there. Yeah, I see Kelly's name everywhere.
But hey, I have to get out of here though. I have to.
No, you're good,
go
man.
somewhere.
You're good.
It was good talking to y'all though. I'll see you.
That was awesome, man. We'll have you on. We'll have you on again, brother.
Yeah,
Thanks
bro. It was
coming,
fun.
man.
Absolutely,
man.
Thanks for having me. You have a wonderful, blessed rest of your day. Make sure you follow your plan and everything like that.
Yep. Awesome. Thanks so much, Jake. We appreciate it.
Yeah, see y'all.
Thanks, Doug.
That's
All right,
What's the
guys.
final price?
We have Dr. Kelly. Incredible.
I swear, she's cheating. She's in the back end.
You can't cheat. Everything is public.
Yeah.
That's just
She's got a Neuralink straight from Elon.
Oh, man,
She's tapped
that's
into the
so
markets. She knows everything before it happens.
cool.
I don't know.
There's no random number.
You just got to
generation
start
going
taking screenshots, Kelly, and start posting it in your group and be like, "Yeah, see, I am the
will.
best. I win number one all the time."
Oh man, this is
Who's
pretty
Jacob?
cool.
Jacob won twice too, though.
Do we know Jacob?
They both won 250 actually.
No.
Oh yeah, he sure did. He sure did.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes. Yes.
Great
Eddie,
job.
Eddie said, "No way, Dr. Kelly. No way."
GG, Jacob.
Pretty cool.
Oh man, it was a great stream today, though.
Congratulations,
Thanks.
Dr.
Absolutely.
Kelly.
Congratulations,
And,
everybody.
hey,
That was-
Topik, did you put in a prediction?
Oh, for Tesla. Yeah,
I think he did. Remember, like 5 minutes before.
We were betting bullish, and
yeah, I didn't. I'm not on the list either. Don't worry.
yeah. This is the first one I didn't win anything on. So I mean, we're still up. Still up.
That's good at least.
You gotta count your wins, especially when you
True.
not only one but two bad guesses. Man, I would guess 6 million on that San Francisco. Like, oof.
Yeah.
Not
Hey.
a-
We're in business,
Somebody got
guys.
rich.
We need to be in the San Francisco municipal contract bidding business.
Yeah.
The average bus or train driver, I think this is ridiculous. Like, there's some great stats, but I think the average BART train driver, which is like the local subway muni train, is like paid $300,000 in San Francisco.
300 grand. I'm not gonna do that for 300 grand. I'm gonna be straight honest with you. I'm not doing. I am not about to be.
They're self-driving trains, right? They just stand
Oh,
there because
they just
it makes
stand in
people
there?
feel better.
Finger on a button, like just hover.
But can people get inside like your area? Because that's what I'm afraid of. Like some crazy junkie come in and stab me with some crazy needle.
The needles.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like I just think, like honestly, I wouldn't even want to do that in Tampa. Like I don't know. Like I just don't trust people. Like I'd probably get stabbed the first day.
Somebody, I think this is funny. There was a tweet where they were like, in San Francisco, I love the city. I mean, it's tech and it's Silicon Valley and stuff, but like it's so badly run. There's this tweet that it's like, how long does it take to make a subway station in San Francisco? Like 20 years. And then they had like this thing where China took 9 days.
Well, yeah, I mean, China's wild though, man. they'll build a whole city in a day. Like you know what the funny thing is? You go to sleep and wake up and it's there. You're like, what happened?
You know, the funny thing is, the US, we used to be like that. So the Empire State Building, the Golden Gate Bridge, some of the best things we've made as a country going back were like made in like less than a year and a half, like start to finish, right? The entire like subway system in New York, which is like the best one we have in the country, was like just a few years. And now it takes 20 years just to add a stop to that thing.
Yeah, it is wild though. I mean, like I said, regulation is a two-edged sword. It's like, okay, some regulations definitely needed, but like not all of that regulation is needed. I feel like we crossed the line when it comes to regulations. 100%, because like I said, like even the permit processing to even get stuff even in going like these days is ridiculous in its own right. That takes months alone just to start even building a house because of like all the regulations around that. That's not counting like you was talking about, like if we had to build like an Empire State Building now, I'm sure that's like years upon years of permitting and all kinds of crazy stuff to even get rolling.
So lastly, before we stop the stream, let's do a quick lightning round and make predictions about what Elon will do or say in the next hour when the earning call actually starts.
Yeah,
Ali, you go first.
I think he's going to say the word Optimus about 44 times, and FSD like 85 times.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the call is going to be very focused on sort of AI, FSD, Optimus, less so on cars. Maybe he'll like give a shout out to like the energy generation, the solar battery stuff that did really well for Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going to talk about the future, right? Not the past or the present.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna get too much different than that for me, but I'm pretty much the same thing. I think he's gonna say all those things like a ton. He's always talking about the future. We might get something that like, we've heard some about, but not a lot about, and he just kind of pops it out there again. That gets people like going crazy on the stock. Because I think we'll see more movement like once the call goes live, and like as the call goes, like obviously you can watch the stock price. Once he says certain words, you'll see the stock go up. And if he says a certain word that's not so great, the stock goes down. So again, it's on that, like, it's not as bad as it used to be when it comes to like the cult of, personality of a stock, but still, there's still some of that there. And again, like I said, when I look at the stock, I'm thinking like future. I'm not thinking now anyway. Like, I don't care that, car sales were down, -7%, right? Like, I'm honestly like, I'm glad that, again, like the energy sector is, up 100%. Like, that's what I'm looking forward to, is like the overall value of the company and not just the one thing.
Sorry,
Yeah,
one. Can I add one thing before
Yep.
we popcorn over to the next person? I think there was a real danger of Elon getting bored with Tesla because he has SpaceX, he's got XAI, he's got Twitter, he's got all Neuralink, he's got all of this other stuff going on that's more exciting. Like, frankly, having rockets land themselves is kind of pretty cool. But I think with all of the new NVIDIA chips and the H100 supercluster they built, and this graph here that shows, this is from Tesla shareholder deck, the new FSD 12 stuff that's going on. I think Elon's going to be he's back to being pretty excited about Tesla versus everything else he's doing, which is good for shareholders, right? But the worst thing you want is like Elon just droning on and not being excited about Tesla at all. So I am excited about this. I think he is going to be excited about Tesla and where it's going compared to all of the other things he's doing.
Agreed.
Okay. I think the biggest question for me as a Tesla shareholder is the following. And this literally, if we can answer this question, like, I would put half my entire portfolio in Tesla today, if I can build conviction around this. So here's the question. How much better is FSD going to get in the next 12 months now that they are not, compute constricted? So are we looking at, like ChatGPT when it went from 4 to 4.5-ish, like the new one? It's not really that much better than 4, right? So like, what is that jump in FSD capability from where we are today, like the one I drove yesterday, one I drove today, to where we will be in 6 months or 12 months? Is it just another 10%, or is it like a 10x? And if we can answer just simply that question, because if it is a 10x, the game's done. Like, self-driving is here. Like, put every single penny you have in Tesla and just call it a day. You're going to win. But if it's like a 10-15% improvement, because right now FSD is not at a point where like regular people feel comfortable with it. I do, I use it, but like my fiance doesn't. She's like, never in a million years am I trusting this piece of shit, because it broke her trust once, and she's not going to trust it again.
Where the persona here is, we're tech early adopters. Most people are not. Right.
No, 100%.
So,
yeah.
So that's my question, is like, okay, can I answer that? That's like the key critical question.
No, I agree. I mean, it makes
30
sense.
seconds just to respond to that, Murthy. Elon has said recently, he said we're not compute constrained, but he's also said training a new model that's better at one thing kind of makes it worse at other things, right? And there's always this balance. So I think my personal take is, I don't think FSD is getting solved in 12 months. I think this is still like a 5-year horizon. And in 5 years, it's going to be like twice or 3 times as good. Yeah, I don't think this is like a 10x in 12 months, but it is a big jump over 5 years.
Okay, let me challenge that for a second. So if like we're doubling transistors, fairly common, right? Like I think the new generation of NVIDIA, they're supposed to be 2.5x better, faster, cheaper, whatever. So if we're not doubling performance of a model when we're doubling transistors, right? Like what is the relationship between the transistor count and the improvement in the model? And have we really reached that like diminishing returns point at this? And if we have, then like just sell all AI at this point. Like it's kind of done and over, right? And if we haven't, then okay, fine, let's figure it out.
Yep.
I don't know. If anyone has a point of view.
I don't really have like the biggest point of view. I'm with you on that though. I think we're ways out. I don't think it's like 12 months from now that it's going to be like 10x. I think we could maybe see obviously like a 10x. By for me at least when I'm thinking of like self-driving and things like that, I'm looking at like 2030, right? Like I'm not looking at next year. I feel like we're at least a good 5-6 years out before we get to a point to where more and more people, like it's more popular for people to self-drive. Like I said, like especially outside of like the interstate, right? Like interstate's like easy to go self-driving because that's like, I've never had an issue in the interstate. I've had issues with like, full self-driving in like the inner city of Tampa, like in certain little areas. But again, I think that's just because again, there's not enough data there yet for it to really be dialed in all the way. But I do think by 2030, I think we'll be way better, at least in terms of like, in terms of like even my wife like wanting to do it, or like the normal average person who's right now saying, "Oh my God, it's a self-driving car." Like I would never get in one of those. It's just the way it is right now.
I kind of look at this as like similar in an aspect of like a T note, just park your money 10 years, don't touch it.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what I've been doing for the most part. Like I said, I have definitely done options on Tesla before. But overall, like I said, it's one of those companies I have money in. I'm not pulling it out because again, when I'm looking at the stock, I'm looking at 2030, 2035. Like that's what I'm looking at.
I think you have to address the generations. So I could see Gen Alpha, they're going to be at a point where they're like, okay, self-driving cars, no big deal. They were born in 2010. They're used to having this in their face from when they were, 4, 5, 6 years old, So by the time they get to be drivers, you talk about 2010, 16, 17, 18 years, that'll be 2028, 2029, for the first few that were born in 2010. So they're going to be driving age at the last of this decade. Mm-hmm. So then the rest of the Gen Alphas that are going to be coming of age to drive, 2035, 2032, 2034, that's probably when we'll see the self-driving push even more, because all us old folks, we're going to be like, oh no, I got this. no, I got this. I don't need Tesla doing it for me. But those kids, they're going to be ones that will be like, oh yeah, no big deal, So.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because we were taught, I mean, if you think about it, we were taught don't get in the car with strangers, and that's all Uber is, getting in the car with strangers, right? So these new kids, they have never heard that don't get in the car with strangers. They've been raised on the get in the car with a perfectly good stranger, and they'll take you everywhere you go. You have to worry about dying. So exactly. I think that's what we got to deal with in terms of FSD.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's definitely a good way of looking at it, because I've seen the same thing. Like we were with one of my friends, like grandparents, and like I pulled up in the Tesla. Like, is that one of them self-driving cars? they're like, I don't know if I'd get in, honey. I'm like, oh God, like why? But at the end of the day, like I said, I'm sure they, sit back and, watch, certain news channels that probably speak. And they, again, anytime there's like a recall with a Tesla, they hear about it. But again, it's just like an over the air update. They think that we have to like take our car to Tesla and do all kinds of crazy stuff. Like this car's always getting recalled. I'm like, yeah, but when your car gets recalled, you're out of luck. Like us, we just get a quick little update. And most of the time the updates are like for something super silly. It's not really a recall. But a lot of people don't really get that, because obviously the news cycle itself kind of, rips it as well.
Did you know if you have a Tesla, Nope.
No, you're good. It's just a little like, come on. Like,
There's a command called open butthole, and it
Yep.
opens the electric charging port.
yep. Exactly. Yeah. My kids still love like when you do like they made the Teslas like just like I guess like fart or whatever they call it, like the fart button. Yeah, my kids like die on that one. So like it's hilarious to them. There's just a bunch of weird stuff on Tesla that you're like, why is that there? But again, like I said, it just makes for fun. Like at the end of the day, it's just like a fun little thing.
All right, guys, let's end our stream. Thank you everyone for joining. Topic and Dr.
Thanks for
Kelly,
having
you guys were amazing. Congrats on winning. Oh my god.
Yes.
2 days in a row.
2 days in a
You really have
row.
a following.
Thank you. I had a good time. Thank you for inviting me.
This is amazing. We should have you guys again.
Yeah, we'll
tomorrow,
definitely.
I think we're going to do Chipotle.
Chipotle.
Or however you pronounce it. And yeah,
get some Chipotle. That sounds pretty good right now.
All right.
After they did their 20-1 split or 30-1 split.
Yeah. It's crazy. And Chipotle is like run so good. So I love Chipotle.
Well, thanks everybody. Have a good one.
Thanks for having me.
All right.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys. We appreciate it.